Welcome, race fans, to round number 6 of the SimRacingMania GT3 Championship, where Colin, Jack, and Andrew will be taking on their own version of the Dutch Grand Prix at the very twisty circuit of Zandvoort, where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton duked it out this year. I do believe Max won. My memory's not that great. Max did win, correct? Yes, Max won at his home track, so awesome. But yes, before we go any further, Howard, would you like to say thank you to our sponsors?
Hey, race fans, how are you? I want to thank all of you for coming out today, all 2 of you watching right now. And welcome to the rest of SimRacingMania as well. If you guys do tune in later, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we do a good job trying to showcase not just our team, but all of you. A lot of driving skill out there, so thank you to you. And if we ever sound partisan, it's because we are. But we do honor what you guys do as well, and we are trying to showcase this league and all the drivers in a positive light. There is a lot of really good competition out there, so. Moving on to our sponsors, F&40's podcast. I think we have a JPEG or something that was sent to us by them that we'll have up pretty soon. Possibly not this stream, but next stream. They, of course, podcast live out of the Blind Beggar, who we mention each time. They are a local business. Don't forget to support local. If you are in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Earth, please come check us out. Go check them out. And if you're not, certainly put a listen to the podcast, F&40's podcast. We love those guys down there, Leanne and Corey and crew. And then I'd like to also thank one of our sponsors, the Ring King Custom Chainmail Products. And actually, Rick, if you turn on the webcam, I'm going to show you one of the really cool. So this is we talked about the change purse last year. This is the change purse that was created as a Christmas gift for my lovely wife, who's the real boss around here. Anyways, she loves it. It's in her purse all the time, and she gets a lot of compliments and just questions about it. Where'd you get it? The Ring King Custom Chainmail. So thank you to them. And then a special mention this week to this is our spooky Halloween edition, even though it's a couple of days after Halloween. I hope you all had a happy, safe, spooky Halloween. We had a visit from Shake and Bake. And then some weird Oilers guy, I don't know, he showed up with his wild hair as well, and they came down and had some fun with Enzo Ferrari. So Enzo Ferrari is actually on Insta, I believe, at Enzo Ferrari, and Ferrari spelled F-U-R-R-A-R-I. Get it? He's a dog, Ferrari. Ha ha ha. And I'll make sure that I take the money back to my lovely wife and that lovely change purse. Anyways, it was awesome to have those guys. Thank you so much, guys, for coming down. Even if that dirty Oilers guy gave you a little bit of guff later on, we enjoyed your presence here. Thank you so much for supporting. Thanks to the at Royal Rally. They're also on Instagram because apparently these guys are members of that and can be seen in some of their rallies as well. So look them up on social media as well, at Royal Rally. So Shake and Bake, Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. We're both here stirring things up, getting some NASCAR racing, of course. Talladega got shut down due to rain, so we had to go up to Tennessee to Bristol to have some fun. They certainly tore up the track. Anyways, so that was a lot of fun for us here at Halloween. And to you international listeners who don't know who we're talking about, Talladega Nights, my friends, one of the best movies ever spoof racing movies ever created about NASCAR racing. So yeah, there we go. So to get to the race today, very excited. Zandvoort, you talked about the track. It's a track that actually we here at TracksVR know quite well. Anybody who's been here, a lot of our community members will know that we've raced here quite a bit, which is, other teams, we haven't practiced here at all. We're not expecting to do well. Yeah. There we go. So Colin's got the fastest practice time. Look at Jack sitting in 11th, moving up a bunch of spots over potentially over last week, and Andrew's sitting there in 5th, right where he likes to be, because he likes to keep everybody thinking that they can get in the race, and he's just biding his time. So this should be exciting racing.
There are a lot of penalties that got handed out. Well, not a lot. There's only 4 penalties handed out after last race, so. Qualifying for those 4 people is going to be very important, as one of them, I do believe, has a 5-place grid penalty. 2 of them have 3-place grid penalties, and I think the other driver just has a 21 kilogram success ballast, and I'll go over that, who all has what, in a second here.
Any of our drivers involved in that stuff?
No, none of our drivers had any penalties. The drivers that have penalties are Michael Favero, Jean Lorieux, Andre Rosu, and Stefano Zanoni. So Andre Rosu has a 5-place grid penalty for this race. Jean Leroux has a 3-place, and Michael Favero has a 3-place grid penalty. And then Zanoni just has a 21 kilogram success ballast for this race. So on that topic, where is my success ballast here? People that have success ballast this race are Jack Evans with 28 kilograms, Colin has 14 kilograms, Javier Conti has 7 kilograms, Pim Van Ark, who isn't racing today, has 21 kilograms, Anti-Rassi has 28 kilograms, Stefano Zanoni has another added 7 kilograms on top of his 21 kilograms, I do believe, and Tomas, who I don't think is actually racing today either, has a 21 kilogram success ballast penalty. So, well, not really penalty, it's just a success ballast because they did good, so they get penalty weight added, basically, is what that is.
Yes, and the reason we're coming on here a little bit later today is we didn't take into account our North American bias, but the UK and the rest of Europe all had their daylight savings time clocks back on the weekend. So it's actually their clocks fell back, and so we're an hour later. Consequently, so sorry about that for anybody who had planned to listen at 1:40, but here we are at 2:40. Looks like we're just getting ready for quali. Quali has just started. Yep, and the guys are going to get out onto track. Did want to apologize for that today, race fans. But here we are, late. What is it? What's the old maxim? Dollar late, day short or something. Anyways, whatever. Give me 1 minute, I'll figure it out. So let's get going. Like I said, we're excited for this track. This is a beautiful track in the Dutch swamplands.
It's a very nice track. I was just doing a little bit of research, and the first banked corner, which is corner 3, has 19 degree of banking, and then the last corner gradually builds up to an 18 degree banking. So the last corner is not as banked as the third corner, but that's a lot of banking for a corner on a GT track.
NASCAR-ish, yes.
Basically, yeah. We were just joking around earlier when we were all here thinking the race started at 140 that, hey, we should race NASCAR here. I think it would be a hoot, but I don't think they'd get around this track very easy. It would be fun, but it wouldn't be easy to get around.
It'd be a lot of work for us setting up the cars beforehand.
For sure, yeah. And another cool thing is it's 9 meters elevation change, or 29 feet for all of you people that want to know how much elevation change is in on this track. And then the fastest lap in F1 is a 1:11.097. So the guys today are doing 133, 134s, 133, 134. So that's 22 seconds, 23 seconds off of F1 pace. So if you all want to know who's faster, yes, F1 cars are faster.
I think that's just from their, it's right at sea level, and so very minimal downforce application in bodywork will produce a lot of result, right? So cars can be lighter, the cars can have less air drag and still provide really good downforce to stay in the corners and give you traction. I mean, not lighter, because I think they add you have to have a weight, right? And if you don't reach that weight, you have to put ballast in. If I'm not mistaken.
For F1, yeah, I do believe all cars have to weigh the same so they can is it with and without, or just without the driver?
I think it's without the driver.
Just they all have to weigh the 900 and some kilograms or whatever.
If anybody knows the FIA ruling on
please
that,
let us know.
Please comment. Yeah, comment on our stream. We'd love the comments, as we always do.
All right, so let's see. While we're yapping away here, it looks like our drivers are still hanging out in the pit box. Oh, Jack's out on track. Let's follow Jack around for a bit. Looks like Jack Evans, he has, like we've said before, he's driven real race cars and stuff. He's the one that we're going to be watching out for, because we know Colin is just as quick as him on this track. They were playing doing the Hamilton Verstappen mind games during practice today, so we're going to be watching out to see which one of them gets pole, because then it's going to lead into the first corner shenanigans, and Zandvoort's first corner is going to lead to some interesting starting procedure, I think.
I foresee a lot of people in the gravel.
Yes, I do believe so. Sorry, I just had a blonde moment. I saw Sanders, and I know that's Colin. I totally thought it was Adam Sandler for a second there. Don't know why. I was watching Jimmy Broadbent the other day, a little bit of a tangent. He was doing a live stream, and there was a guy racing with him named Tom Holland. And I was like, no way, that's the actual actor. Sure, the guy came on the voice chat or whatever, and I was like, hey, good, it's not Tom Holland. I'm not losing my marbles. So.
You mean the new Spider-Man was racing?
No, it was not him. He sounded way too old to be Tom Holland. Unless
for those of you, our viewers, who don't know who Jimmy Broadbent is, he's probably one of the bigger YouTube streamers for sim racing content. So that's who he is. Hey, Jimmy Broadbent, if we mention your name, maybe you'll watch our stream.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to just. I mean, he's probably really busy celebrating after still celebrating after his 2 first place finishes in his Brit car in the Praga, so he's probably still celebrating about that. I know he was super happy. Looks like Jack with that lap is going to be sitting provisionally 9th place at the moment of a 34.8. I know he can go a couple tenths faster than that. He was practicing and doing 34.4s and 34.5s, so he's got a little bit in his car still. I think Colin's out on track. Yeah, Colin's just going out on track now, so he'll be getting out there. Andrew is just going out on track at the same time. Let's just ride on board with Jack as he comes around, do another flying lap, see what happens. Like we said, this track is very twisty, very bendy. Doesn't necessarily suit GT cars the best because they're very understeery a lot of the time. A lot of these corners... actually, I could probably go right on board with Jack here for a second, and we can watch his... just give it a second for the black screen. I apologize for that.
There's that banking. Yeah. All right, let's see how Colin does. Minus the rain, yeah, exactly. Northern Europe in late fall getting rain? What?
There we go. For some reason, it got muted. Sorry, guys. I got muted for a good 2 or 3 minutes there. I don't know what the heck happened because I didn't touch any buttons on OBS. What were we talking about? Rain. Yes. Lots of rain in Europe. I could turn the music off now. Yes, that's a good point. It wasn't super loud compared to everything else, but that's okay. Oh Jesus, that's weird hearing my own voice in the background. Jack has just come in to let me know that people can't hear me, so he's got the YouTube video playing on his phone, so he can let me know. And I heard my voice come through behind me, and it freaked me out. Yes, we do have. There is rain forecasted for today at Zandvoort. We don't know how much rain there's gonna be, if any. I do believe it's only like a 25 or 30% chance, not a lot, so. But Andrew, actually, it looks like Colin has bailed out of this lap. But it looks like Andrew is provisionally sitting second place by about 0.15 of a second. And Colin did a 1 minute 33.9, so he's 0.6 off of pole. But he's also on a different strategy than the 4 drivers ahead of him, which is going to potentially help him if he can have some good laps and the medium tires won't fall off as fast as the soft tires. So track temp is actually the lowest that it's been in any of the races so far in this series. It's only at 16 degrees, which is very, very cold for a racetrack. And the ambient temperature in the air is only 9 degrees. This is Celsius, so I mean, that is old. As Colin comes into the pit lane, I think Andrew's still out there. No, he's sitting still. Oh, he's waiting to see where the grid goes again. I mean, he's sitting in a good spot this time. I didn't really pay off for him last race, but he's sitting second place this time, so there's not much movement now at all. Looks like, unfortunately, looks like everybody has picked up their shorts for qualifying. Stop sandbagging and such. Jack is sitting P19 at the moment. and everybody else is in the pits. So I don't think there's going to be, and the people that have penalties, the one is too far ahead of them to make it mean anything. One is behind him, and it looks like the other one's not even here from what I can see. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Looks like Andrew's gonna be sitting second. Yeah, Andrew's coming in for his, just coming in. He's sitting second place. He's not gonna worry about it. Colin is sitting sixth provisionally, unless Dastan or Jesper can beat his time. They're both out doing laps at the moment. Let's actually. Oh no, Dastan's coming in. Is Jesper coming in? Jesper is out trying to do one more lap by looks of it. So let's see where he comes out. Jesper sitting at 34.5. I know he can go faster than that. He did do a 33.7 in practice, so I think it's just a matter of putting the corners together, like I said earlier. So I can hear the drivers in the pit lane talking right now. I can't really make out what they're saying. I can just hear them talking, so let's see how Jesper does. Corner 12, coming into corner 13. I don't know if he's up on his lap, he'll bail or he'll stay out. But if he's not, he'll bail, I'm sure. Coming to turn 14. Big slam of the door. Nope, Jesper's done. So that gives us our starting grid. We have Jack Evans sitting on pole, Andrew Parkinson sitting second, Valentin Iliev third, Andre Rosu fourth, Dennis Van de Ven fifth, Colin Sanders sixth, Javier Conti seventh, Bertil Wallen eighth, Vlad Tokarev ninth, Jean-Michel Loriou 10th, Matteo Dentel 11th, Dastan Farakzad in 12th, Mirko Losito, who I haven't seen before, in 13th, Fabio Karak, who I don't think we've seen before, in 14th, Samuel Mold 15th, Jesper Burns 16th, Jordan Schwartz 17th, Philip Gustafsson 18th, Jack Trewick 19th, Jonas Lagesson 20th, Stefano Zanoni 21st, Johan Carlson 22nd, Valerio Margarito 23rd, and Antonello Mastro 24th. So it looks like Jack Evans is just kind of hanging out. He's not, yeah, he's just kind of chilling. Oh, now he's back in the garage. Okay, so qualifying's over. That's our starting grid. It's going to be a very good race. Coming into corner 1 is going to be the most interesting, I think, just because it is a hairpin and it's going to be slow. I mean, we are doing single file starts, which is a good thing, but just hang out with the nose of Andrew's car here. Thanks, Eric, for letting me know that I wasn't coming through. I didn't see the note until Jack came in. For whatever reason, I must have clicked the button on OBS and had the little slider doohickey still attached to my cursor, and it muted my mic by accident. So I apologize to everybody for that. They're just doing a warm-up. I'm going to put the music back on. I'm going to go have a quick little pit stop of my own, and I will be right back. Alright, the drivers are just out doing some warm-up here, guys, so we're just going to hang out and watch them go around track. Let's go over standings and stuff while they're driving around. So, after round 5, team standings changed around a little bit. We were sitting 3rd going into round 5. After round 5, we made a massive comeback into 2nd place. We gained 58 points on Team RHI, who was in front of us. So we're now 41 points ahead of them. And we gained 30 points on Team Future. I mean, they're still 135 points ahead of us, but we did make a big dent. We made a 30-point dent on that team, and with I think it's just Anti-Rassi racing today. I think. Nope. None of Team Future is racing today. I don't think. I can't see anybody on here. So that is good for us because that means Colin, Andrew, and Jack. I mean, it's top 2 drivers. So whoever finishes the highest out of the 3 drivers, Colin, Andrew, Jack, any combination of those 2, are going to gain us points on Team Future. And since Team Future isn't even here to race to try to hold their lead in the team championship, we could potentially pull away. And with Danoni, where's Dentella's? Dentella had, I think, Antonella. Oh wait, where is it? Where'd he go? I just had him. Stefano Zanoni qualified behind Jack, so that means we're going to gain away from P3 as drivers are constantly loading in and out of the thing before a race. So that's where the leg is coming from. New drivers are loading in and out. So nothing I can do about that. Dentella did not have a decent qualifying time either, as far as I remember. I think he qualified a little bit ahead of Jack, but not by much. So that's going to help us pull away from 3rd place and help us catch 1st place. So we're down 135 points if we have... Oh, you just want to get rid of it? Okay. So we're down 135 points. If we can get another 88 points like we did last round, that gap is going to come way down, which is going to be very, very nice. As far as driver standings, after last round, it bumped Andrew back to 5th place and bumped Colin way up to 7th place. Where's Jack? And unfortunately, oh no, they still haven't fixed Jack's. Jack apparently got DQ'd at the end of the last race, and they still haven't fixed it because they even looked and said there was nothing wrong with the race for Jack, so they don't know why it got DQ'd, but they haven't fixed it yet. So currently he's sitting 23rd. He should be higher than that. He should be around 20th place, 20th, maybe 19th. But that's where our drivers are sitting at the moment. Andrew is 2 points behind 4th, 19 behind 3rd, 38 points behind 2nd, and 41 points behind 1st. So, I mean, it's still in reach. We still have today's round and then 2 more rounds to go, so lots of time to make up points, especially with Tomas and Anti-Rassi not even showing up today. That's going to be some good point gain on those 2. And with Matteo Dentella having a poor qualifying, it's going to help move Andrew up at the same time there too. So this round really going to shake things up, which I think is the biggest concern. Oops, Colin's still hanging out in the pits.
I don't think he's. I think he's like. At some point, you get in your head too much about what you want to do, right? So they have their plan, and I won't tell it to anyone who might be listening at the moment. as far as the other teams go, but suffice it to say that all 3 members have a slightly different plan. So. And we're going to see how this works out. As you said, Rick, you know, our boys are in there fighting. Even Jack, we're not sure what that DQ came from, but I'm sure it's something that could be resolved, and ultimately, we're also doing this to have fun too, and so it's not all about the points and stuff. And we're pretty happy with Jack's result last week. Just in general, being able to survive the race as the rain came on and everything. So no, I'm happy with all my drivers, and I'm happy, to share in their success and their challenges. So there we go. And good luck to everyone who's racing today. As we come up, a minute and a half left in warm up here. We'll be going for, and I think that they'll be doing a formation lap on this track, and then we'll get green flag, and away we go. There has been some discussion about rain. That the teams are maybe have more of a plan if rain does happen. Whereas last week, I can safely say that they didn't have much of a rain plan. So, and it came at a very inopportune time, just after most of them had pitted. So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is
and probably for our next warm up, we in between we may show our main sponsors commercial, which is TracksVR, so we can fill some of this airtime.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like Colin, Andrew, Jack and Andrew are just doing a little bit of chase to see where they can improve their lines. Also practice defending lines and stuff like that. Anytime behind a car, you should always be trying to practice something, especially when it's for a race. So qualifying. Jack got squeezed out of 18th place by 1/1000th of a second. That's how close that was.
That's how close racing is. Yep, there we go. Thousandths of a second, folks.
The top 12 people are separated by 900ths of a second, like exactly 900ths of a second, which is amazing. You don't get that many people within that kind of a time all the time. So
no, and actually there isn't a lot of spread if you think about it. From how many drivers we got today? 24. From first to 24th is only 4.5 seconds difference. And a lot of tracks, for instance, Nürburgring, if we all remember the Green Hell, there was like I think a minute and a half between some of the drivers after qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of warm-ups and playing our little intro, let me do this. Where is it? Nope, not that one. Why can I not find it? Oops. Yes, I know. Okay, chill out. We'll do this for a second, since nobody's out on track at the moment. They started another warm-up session, so I'm just trying to figure out where stuff is.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TracksVR. We have 12 full motion simulators incorporating VR technology to put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, We've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TracksVR.
It's a good thing we weren't live during that conversation, but Jack just came and told us that they're going to be getting onto the track here momentarily. They're just setting the grid. That was our commercial, guys. I hope you guys like it. Definitely come on down. If you're in the Calgary area, do some racing, meet the drivers. You got to you got to see mine and Howard's goofy faces along with Jack and Andrew's goofy faces. So pardon me while I take a sip of my Red Bull. But yeah, that's our commercial. We're probably going to play it on every warm-up. I'm probably just going to play it once. I'm not going to play it too much. But yeah. Let's get out on track and see somebody driving around. Yeah, Eric, that's cool, man. Take your time. I mean, you're watching at work. I don't know how most business owners are with that kind of stuff, but as long as you have it turned down so people can actually hear you. But not quite enough that you can't hear us, obviously. That would defeat the purpose, right? Oh, I hear a live viewer. I don't know who it is. I'm going to go check. But we'll hang out and watch some of these guys just drive around track because it's a lot more fun than just staring at a garage. So we actually just had a customer friend fellow commentator for some drift stuff just come in to say hey to us, so we're gonna make him say hey to you guys. So this is Tanner. He's one of our customers and hangs out lots and commentates on a lot of drifting stuff. So
Yeah. Am I live? Yeah, there we go. I can see myself. I just have no talk back in my headphones. Not used to that one. How's it going?
good. How about you?
Oh, it's a great day. I've spent a lot of money on some new racing stuff, and I saw you guys went live, and I was like, I know exactly where I need to go right after this.
That's a good call. What kind of racing stuff did you get?
I bought 2 new go-karts for next season.
This man is spending all the money, yet he's not spending it here. What the heck, man?
Oh, I heard the bell. I gotta go now. So what do we got going on here today? Looks like some Zandvoort.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and some drifty Porsches.
it's just they're just doing a quick little warm up at the moment. So, oh, here we go. Now we're going to the race. All right. Now we're getting into the race. I want to go on board with Andrew first because Andrew is sitting on front row. Race Colin, yeah, you're definitely right about that, dude. Why are you commentating? You should be racing. Focus on the task at hand, my man.
Have you not seen when Colin does anything?
I know, it's weird. I know.
Colin will be like mid-corner and just like looking behind him, like, "What'd you say?" He's still beating everybody's time. Let's be real there.
This is 100% true. So we're gonna ride on board with Andrew here. I know we're gonna do a formation lap first, but I want to see how good this start is into the first corner. He's got the inside line, so if he gets a good launch, he should be able to get up beside Mr. Jack Evans there and take the lead away from him right quick. That being said, it looks like the top 4 are on softs and Colin is on the medium. So Colin is going for that longer strategy like we've been talking about.
And a track like Zandvoort too, that's probably one of the better strategies in all honesty, especially being on that inside line right down into turn 1.
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Watching Andrew here for you there, Tanner, and then Colin's in the bright white and orange, and Jack is the opposite of Andrew, so he's black with orange or orange with black. Just because I know I was mixing up a whole bunch before, so figured I'd help you out so you don't get confused.
3 cars, 3 similar liveries. Which one's which? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, basically they all had the exact same liveries in the last championship, and I called Andrew Jack like 4 times. Colin, I called Andrew probably one whole race, I think, till I figured out that we were riding on board with the wrong driver. Oh man, it was brutal.
You know what? We do that a lot too, you know, and even though we run a series where they're all different liveries, like completely different, I think there's only 2 cars right now that run the same, and that's the Pro Drift Academy guys. They're really hard to distinguish. The only difference between the 2 is one has decals on his hood, the other doesn't. So you'll be sitting there all day, but even though they drive completely different cars, they still say wrong names. We have 2 drivers, Kevin Stump and Kyle Woods, and I will always say Kevin Woods and Kyle Stump every time. Never fails.
Okay, I don't feel too bad then, considering you do this a lot more often than me. That makes me feel better.
That's where all the fun comes in, is with the mess ups.
Oh, for sure. That's where Howard gets all of his jokes from. When I make a screw up and Howard decides to point it out in front of everybody.
You never live it down, that's for sure.
Hey, no, we have more than that. Especially at Nürburgring, we had a lot more than that, and you were still making fun of my 1 minute. All right, here we go. I do believe we're coming down into turn 13 and 14 here, so that the pack is bunching up. Andrew is going to be staying as tight to Jack Evans' bumper as he possibly can to get a nice little launch.
So because this is my first time in the series, is this a rolling start, or are they going to go back to a standing
Rolling start, yeah.
Rolling start.
Yeah, rolling start. Yeah, they have to. It's when your car crosses the start-finish line, then you can go. They tried doing the R Factor 2 starts where it would say formation lap, and then as soon as that green light you could go, people couldn't follow it. So they decided to do a manual restart. They have to have their pit limiter on now, and they're not allowed to take it off until they cross the start-finish line.
Oof.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Jack is doing the right thing, covering off the inside line. So we're just gonna see how. Here we go, green, green, green. Andrew might just sit behind him and just wait too. He might just play the safe game. Yeah, save his tires and all that stuff. They're both on soft tires, so it's going to be whoever has the lesser fuel after qualifying. That's another thing, Tanner, is their whatever fuel they end qualifying with, they start the race with. Unlike other series where they allow you to change your fuel back to what it was after qualifying.
Now, that's a definitely interesting way to do things. As we see them coming through here, look at this. This is cool to watch.
You're so used to cars going around corners sideways, right? You're not used to them going around a corner properly.
Well, it's actually, I think it was a year and a half ago, we did an event at Zandvoort as well. It's one of my favorite tracks. I love this track so much.
Yes.
So it's great to see these guys here today. What a time to come.
Yeah, you picked the perfect time, eh? Your favorite track and everything, yeah. Well, he was just telling us he had to buy some go-karts. He just bought 2 new go-karts. And I said, why aren't you spending your money here? Colin's got a nice little pack he's battling with here. He's in a McLaren sandwich at the moment. There's a nice little battle for 4th place with the 2 stock liveries. Tanner is going to take off now, guys. You'll be back probably maybe in the end of the stream, maybe, we don't know, but we're gonna hang out. Tanner, what is the big drifting one that you commentate on? You might as well promote it while you're here. Yeah, you get a selfish plug, Tanner. I'm gonna let him talk about the drift esports stuff that he commentates on, so let him do that.
Yeah, so I commentate for one of the biggest virtual drifting series that's in esports right now, and that's Virtual Drift Championships. You can find us at Virtual Drift Championships on YouTube and basically everywhere else on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think Instagram it's Virtual Drift Champs, but I might be wrong with that. They kind of change the titles every day or so. But yeah, we are the largest esport. We are looking at getting underway here. It is November, so we only got a couple more weeks left before we start our series. Follow us on all our socials to figure out when we're going to go live, how many rounds we're going to do. We don't announce the tracks until a week before, so it's a lot of fun. We got a lot of competitive guys, a lot of pro drifters, a lot of names that you guys have seen many times before, depending on what series you watch, whether it's Formula D, IDC, BDC, Oman Drift. We got guys from all over the place. So in this series, this year is shaping up to be a really good one. A lot of drivers. Last year, the championship was so close all the way to the very end. So it'll be great to see what can happen this year.
Yeah, and it's always great to watch cars go sideways in a controlled and fun manner. I do definitely enjoy watching it. So, but yeah, that's where Tanner commentates and stuff. So if you guys ever want to hear his lovely voice again and watch something a little bit more sideways, literally, I would definitely go check it out.
It's always a great time watching cars go flippity floppity sideways.
Yes, always. Oh, 100%. I 100% agree with you.
So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu just for a little bit, but I probably will come back on and chat in a bit as the action kind of calms down maybe a little bit.
Yep, it always takes a couple laps and then it calms down, but we'll see you in a couple minutes or so. There, Tanner, my man. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, Cliff, sorry about that. I obviously forgot to hit the button. I turned it off by accident and forgot to hit the button back on. I'm still getting used to this overlay thing, so I randomly hit the wrong button once in a while and turn something off that I didn't want to turn off. So I apologize for that, but thank you for letting me know. I do know how handy it is having that up. I get to see all the live timing, so I can see the sector times and stuff like that. But it's also good for you guys to see how far behind they are. Jack Evans is starting to pull away from Andrew a little bit. As you guys can see, it's about a second gap now, and they are pulling away from 3rd and 4th pretty quickly too. So obviously 4th place losing a little bit of time as these 3 guys are battling for 4th place. So Colin's still in his McLaren sandwich. Oh, and there's a yellow in sector 1. That tends to be the thing. Through all of practice, that was the thing. So look forward to a lot as another car spins off there. Yeah, see, yellow in sector 1 again. It's always sector 1. Jack is in a decent little battle here for looks like 12th place. With guys spinning out, looks like he's kind of getting some free spots with people spinning, which is kind of good. He's got Philip Gustafsson, who actually out-qualified Jack by 1/1000th of a second. So it's good to see that he's battling with him. That's that Corvette right there in front. He's actually in a team sandwich at the moment. Those 2 Corvettes are on the same team in the standings, and Jack's caught right in the middle. Oh, it looks like Iliev has DNF'd already. We've only done 10 minutes of racing, not even 10 minutes of racing, and Valentin Iliev unfortunately has had to DNF the car. That's very, very unfortunate. That's you never want to see that, especially this early on in a race. And thank you again so much for watching, guys. For all of you new viewers, viewers that have been here before, thank you so much for watching. Apologize for the... I just saw Jack just moved up into 10th place. All these people either pitting or DNFing. Another yellow in Sector 1. That's 3 in the last 2 minutes. We're going to take a gander back up to Colin as he's really putting on the pressure to this blue McLaren of Andre Rosu, who's in 3rd place. This is the battle for 3rd. Colin had a better exit, but had the outside line. Unfortunately, has to try to get the cut back. Jack up into 9th. There's a lot of moving around right now. I know Jack is pushing hard. He's doing such a good job. All 3 drivers up in the top 10 here. Andrew's down to a half a second. Oh, Javier Conti has unfortunately DNF'd as well. So that's 2 drivers gone in 10 minutes. Things looking a little bit hectic already, and the race has just begun. I'm just going to pop on board with Jack for a second here and see what's happening. I don't know if he's passed that car in front. No, they haven't passed anybody. It's just the car spinning out in Sector 1 that they are constantly passing. But both Jack and Colin having very good battles. Jack up into P9 and Colin in P4. So all 3 drivers, like I said, top 10. This is absolutely phenomenal racing from all 3 drivers. Andrew is actually seems to be a little bit quicker than Jack Evans in Sector 1 or Sector 2 consistently. He's about a 10th and a half faster in Sector 2. Let's go back on board with Colin. He's really putting on the pressure. As you can see, somebody's already in the pits. Took a little bit of damage. I was doing some calculations for average pit stops without damage, and if you're just putting fuel and tires on, average pit stop's going to be about 70 to 80 seconds. So when somebody goes in the pits, we have to take in that 70 to 80 second margin to see where they're going to come out. So that's about a minute and 20 seconds. That's almost a whole lap, depending on how much fuel they have to take in. If they take in a lot less fuel, that pit time could be a lot less time, like 52 second stop time for mold there. Let's check on Andrew here. Yeah, Andrew's still putting on the pressure to Jack Evans here. Trying not to lose him too much. Like I said, they are both on soft tires and Colin is on the medium, so Colin is trying to keep up with that blue McLaren in front of him, who is on the soft tires, and this BMW behind also on the soft tires. So through turn 3, you notice how this lap they all went down and took the low line. The low line's going to be their defending line. The high line's going to be their fast line, as the high line gives you a better exit onto this back straight that they're on here. The low line is going to be where they're going to be defending. The real-life GT cars all use the high line unless they're defending, so that's the strategy that we're taking here. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 3. That's the first. I haven't seen a yellow flag in Sector 3 yet. Colin really sniffing. He's doing a good job. Another yellow flag in Sector 1. This is a good little battle for our 3rd place here. And it's turned into a 4-way battle now. Hour and 1 minute, yeah. Another DNF. Jesper Burns has DNF now. That's 3 in the first 15 minutes of this race. And remember, the first 2 minutes was a slow formation lap. So really only 13 minutes of racing, and we've already lost 2 people. This is an awesome four-way battle. There's 4 different car brands. There's a McLaren, a Corvette, a BMW, and a Porsche, all in the battle for that third and final podium spot. Let's check on Andrew here. He's just managing that gap. He's not. They're just trying to push away. Andrew is using Jack Evans to help pull the group, to pull these two away from that gap behind them. That blue and gray McLaren behind these two is a lapped car. That is the car of Samuel Mold, who I believe this is actually his first race in this series. From what I can remember, I haven't seen him before, so. See how Jack is doing. He's still in that black Corvette sandwich of Jonas Lagesson and Philip Gustafsson, so he's doing very, very good. Just holding on to his place. And they are pulling away a little bit from those cars behind. They do have a 3.5 second buffer gap to Stefano Zanoni and his pack behind them, so let's actually take a look, because he's going to have 2 cars coming up on his tail, going to be doing a lot of defending to hold them off, so that gap should get a little bit bigger as well as we go into this race. Colin losing a little bit of time, obviously on the medium tires, is going to lose a little bit. That draft is going to help keep him there though. But that pack of cars, four different car brands, all battling for 3rd place. Can't get anything better than that. And as you can see, this group is 10.5 seconds behind Jack Evans and Andrew Parkinson. So coming to turn 3, the big bank corner. And so far, no rain. It does look very overcast on the track, but no rain as of yet. Track temp is 17 degrees, so warm up a little bit, but not much. Another yellow in Sector 1. That Porsche is the Porsche of Vlad Tokarev, who we know is pretty darn quick, so he's fighting to get past that BMW. This puts all the 2 middle drivers are in kind of a really weird spot. Colin and Jean-Michael Loriot are in a very weird spot as they have to try attacking and defending at the same time. Colin's got the outside line. Oh, he got pinched off a little bit. Nothing major. Very good driving. Very, very good driving from Andre Rosu and Colin there. That unfortunately gets this BMW right in the middle of that battle again. BMW has the inside line coming around the bank corner. Colin's got the draft of the McLaren in front of him though. Drag race to corner 1. The BMW is fully alongside of Colin, so he's going to have option to go to the inside line. That is not going to be the way you want to take that corner. I don't know what happened there. That's going to upset Colin quite a bit. He's going to have a little bit of a recovery, so he's going to have damage. That BMW is going to have damage. Let's hop aboard with Andrew here for the second. That car behind is still a lapped car, so we don't have to worry about him hopefully getting in the fold. Those are the lapped cars of what look like Samuel Mold and Antonella Mastro, those 2 McLarens behind Andrew and Jack Evans there. Jack Boy, where's our Jack Boy at? He's losing a little bit of time to Philip Gustafsson in front of him. However, I do believe he's in the middle of a soft tire sandwich at the moment. So Jack is on the mediums, and the car in front and car behind are on softs. So Jack doing a very good job of holding his place and holding his own on the slower tires. His tires will also last a lot longer, and the soft tires will drop off way sooner than the medium tires will, especially on this track. So with that incident, they did Colin's group there. They did pull out a big enough gap to Fabio Carax in 7th place there. But it's also put Colin about a second behind the group in front of him. So And I don't know how much damage he has, if any at all. He might not have very much. I have no idea. Doesn't look like he's got much damage. Now he's just got to push and he's got to push hard and hope that the cars in front make a mistake, as those 5 cars in front of him are all on the soft tires. So all he's got to do is just keep up with them and hang out. And oh, as you see a McLaren go way wide there on the track, causing a yellow flag. Oh, looks like Mold has officially DNF'd the car. So we have 4 DNFs, and we're only 20 minutes into this race, guys. I had a feeling we were going to have a lot, but I didn't think it was going to be so many so soon, just because it's a lot tighter of a track. It's very twisty, very bendy. And battling is going to be the decider, I do believe. Andrew doing very good. He's keeping that gap. That gap hasn't gone more than a second for a long time. He's keeping it around the 0.3 to half a second gap to Jack Evans here. Just hanging out, not doing anything dumb, not trying to push too hard. Andrew deciding to not go too wide down this hill. That was a very smart move. Jack has actually moved up a spot due to red McLaren spinning out. So Jack is up into 8th place. And Colin actually back up Andre Rosu. This McLaren must have had a big mistake. He's got lots of damage by the looks of it after that corner, allowing Colin to finally get past him. I know it's probably not the way you want to get past the driver, but we'll take anything, right? It's probably, I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how much damage Colin is suffering with, if any at all. And he's keeping up with these guys on the soft tires. He's using the mediums, and he's keeping up with these guys pretty easily, so. Andrew's doing a very good job of holding on to Jack Evans. I know he'll be relaying info on laps and stuff to the other drivers, just so they can say, okay, this is where they are, this is what laps he's doing. In fact, that lap, Andrew was 0.08 of a second slower than Jack Evans, so that's not much at all. And as you can see from the timing board there, they've pulled out a 13-second gap to 3rd place. So unless they make a really, really, really poor mistake, I do believe they'll be pulling away for a while. Jack is up into 7th now. They just keep passing cars. It looks like people are starting to pit now too. Andre Rosu, I don't know if he's DNF'd or if he's in the pits. He must have had a lot of damage, so he had to limp the car back, as that was the blue and gray McLaren that Colin was battling with before he unfortunately was, I don't know if it was maliciously taken out or if it was just an accident. I mean, that's what we call car collisions all the time, is accidents, right? So Andre Rosu is in the pits. And Jack is up into 7th place. He's now got, it looks like it's a 4-way battle for 6th here. Three Corvettes and a McLaren, and Jack is in the black Corvette sandwich. Still holding his own. He's on the medium tires, and he's driving like he's on the softs, keeping up with these guys. So Rosu had a lot of damage. He was stopped for 1 minute and 4 seconds. Holy. So he did have a lot of damage that he just couldn't struggle with. It looked like it when he went around that one corner. So very unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can recover and come back out and put in some good laps to catch back up to the packs and stuff. He did come out a lap down, but everybody else still has to pit. I mean, there's still 50 minutes left in a race. That's a lot of race time left. Colin is 1.5 seconds down on Jean Lorieux there. I don't know if he's just trying to fuel save or tire save or what. Andrew's still keeping his average of 0.4 to 0.3 seconds gap on Jack Evans there, really putting the pressure on, trying to make Evans make a mistake here. This has got to be a really good feeling for Andrew. He was expressing that he's not he wasn't super confident with this track. He's not a GT3 fan at all. He doesn't like driving the cars usually, even though he's very quick in them. Oh, hey Valentine. Oh, you had connection lost, dude. That sucks. That was like the second lap or something, wasn't it? That's horrible. I feel so sorry for you because you were up battling for the top places or something, right? Andrew's doing awesome. What was I saying before I saw Valentine in the chat there? Totally forget. Yellow in sector 2. Cars all over the place. All over the place. Yes, that's what I was saying. Andrew wasn't feeling super confident on this track. I don't know what it was. He just was expressing that he's not feeling confident before the race, and then he comes out and bangs out a front row in qualifying. Like, maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a mental thing that he's doing to himself to trick his brain. But I'm not sure because I mean, he was like, yeah, I'm not feeling confident. His practice, I don't know if he was sandbagging or what, but then all of a sudden he comes out qualifying and bangs out a wicked lap. But the battling between these two is actually letting Tokarev pull closer. He's pulled that gap from 13 seconds to 11 seconds. So that's going to be on these two, on Evans and Andrew's radars for sure, to say, hey, these cars behind us, because we're battling, they're going to start to pull up soon. Let's try not to battle and let's work together to pull away from the pack. Yes, you're on opposite teams, but you don't want to have other cars in the mix of your battle, right? It's easier just to have a 2-car battle than it is a 3-car battle, and you could lose more places with the more cars in the battle, right? Jack's doing good. Looks like we have somebody else in the pit lane. Looks like, I'm going to say soft tire pit strategies might start to come into play pretty soon. Not 100% sure. But Jack is still sitting pretty in 7th place. He has a 1 second gap to the car behind that McLaren. I guess that pack, the McLaren just diving into the pit stalls. So it looks like soft tire pits are going to start happening in the next 10 minutes or throughout the next 10 minutes or so, 10 to 12 minutes. Which is going to play into how the medium tire drivers come back out. So go back on board with Andrew. He's just hanging out. He's not pushing hard. He's just kind of hanging out. Looks like, yeah, people are starting to pit. First off, to go on their mediums. Colin, I don't know if he had a little bit of an off track due to the little bit of damage he might have, but he did drop down from about a 2 gap to 2 second gap to 4th place now. So he could be, like I said, he either had a little bit of a mistake or due to the damage, or he's just trying to tire save or fuel save. If I can talk today. Let's see what else we got going on. Stefano Zanoni and Dennis Van de Ven are in a little battle for 9th place. Let's see what else we got going on here. Matteo Dentella and Bertil Wallen having a nice little battle for 11th place. And then there's not really any other battles going on. Vlad Tokarev and Jean-Michael Lorieux are having a nice little battle here as they come around a blue flag car there. Colin is, as you can see, 15 seconds off the lead time. Let's push this button. Here, just changing it up so you guys can see the gaps to each driver from each place. So you guys can see, instead of me just talking about it, you guys can see the gaps between the drivers. Colin does have a 14-second gap to the car behind, so he doesn't have to worry about pushing super hard. He can just drive and keep up with the cars in front of him. Oh, looks like... Nope. They're swapping back and forth. This battle here, they're just the portion of the BMW of Vlad Tokarev in the Porsche and Jean Lorieux in the BMW. Holy, I'm having some blank moments today. Jiminy Christmas. Hello, Howard.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry to take so long here. Hopefully Rick's been filling in on the color commentary just like me. Hey, Valentin Ilyev, nice. Excellent. Nice to see you. Too bad about your race. Very unfortunate when stuff happens. Don't worry, you'll do better in the next race. Anyways, how we doing? Looks like our boys are doing pretty good here.
They're all doing awesome,
I was out on track and just enjoying some of the racing. There is some really nice racing going on today.
Yeah, lots. Like, this battle between Andrew and Jack Evans here is amazing. And like I said, the soft tire pit strategies are going to start to come into play. Looks like one driver has opted to come onto the hards for the last 45 minutes of the race. Don't know how good the hards are here. Not a lot of people use them, so it'll be interesting to see as I munch on my snack.
EMI, buddy. Just have people think that you suddenly got mumbly.
Oh, I always get mumbly. Okay, so Gustafsson had a 55-second pit stop. So I'm going to say average probably going to be around the 60 to 70 second, not the 70 to 80 like I thought. And when I say like the 60 second, it's the whole from driving in, stopping, driving out. Just for those that think 60 seconds is a long time to be stopped. But
Not stopped for 60 seconds, but that's what you're losing to go into the pits.
exactly.
Let us explain things to people.
We try.
Such great teachers.
We have another new viewer today too, Cliff. I don't know if he's new or if it's his first time commenting, but I had to say thank you for watching because I wasn't sure.
Excellent. Well, thanks for watching and being on board with us today, Cliff. Valentin, we already reached out to you and said thank you. Again, too bad about your race today, but hopefully you can cheer on all the other competitors today. Looks like we got some nice racing going on.
Yeah, lots of good racing. Not so many battles at the back as they've all started to spread out due to pit strategies and such. But up front there's Jack Evans and Andrew Parkinson. There's the Vlad Tokarev and Jean Lorieux battle. Colin's kind of by himself now. I don't know if he's suffering from damage or a lot of damage. He did have that incident going into turn 1 with Lorieux there, so I don't know. And then Jack Boy's kind of by himself. He's got a 2-second gap to that Corvette behind him, but he's in sixth plate, dude. He's doing awesome. He gained, I think he gained 7 spots off the start just from people going off track, and he's slowly been just gaining because of people going off in Sector 1. So, like we said, lots of people in the sand on Sector 1. So.
Oh, yeah, lots of people in the sand and the pebbles, man. Don't worry, guys. We've all spent some time in there here at TracksVR. Good to see our team doing well. And you know what? Good to see though that we still have some competitors in it who are trying their best. And yeah, we'll continue to watch the race here. We got just over 40 minutes left. Let's as pit strategies start to come into play here, things are going to get interesting.
Yep. Lorieux has pitted. He coming out. He might come out in 12th. Looks like he's going to come out in 11th though, because it looks like they had a massive gap to the cars from 12th and back. So, but Jack up into 5th now with all the pit strategies coming into play, and like I said, Jack is on the medium tires, so that's gonna really affect where him and Colin can sit. He does have a 16-second gap to Colin, but that doesn't matter because they'll probably be talking about their pit strategies as they're going, as they're both on the same tires. Andrew still has yet to pit, but Andrew is also following super close to Mr. Evans
Jack
there.
Evans.
And that blue McLaren, if it gets shown, that blue McLaren is a lapped car, so we don't have to worry about him. That is 16th place, as you can tell from the number in their window.
Good call, commentary.
Valentine, I was just looking at the fastest laps, and you still have the fastest lap, but I don't think you get the point if you don't finish the race, if I'm correct. So, but you still have the fastest lap.
Valentine.
I'll keep my eye on it and let you know
Nicely
throughout
done
the
on
race.
the fastest
So,
lap.
yeah, Andrew's doing really good. He's just managing the gap. He hasn't tried to make any moves on Evans there at all. I think he's kind of poked his nose up a couple times, but I think it was just later breaking into the braking zones. But that's about it.
From last race, they learned that perhaps not pushing to get distance past and just waiting to pit.
Yeah, I think that's what they've learned too. Is they're figuring more about.
Test.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. They've realized, like, hey, maybe let's not push and make a stupid move. Let's just hang back, chill out, try to make them make a mistake. Because if you push too hard and do something dumb, that's worse for you unless you just push them, make them make their own mistake, and go from there. Jack Evans, probably one of the harder drivers to make a mistake because he does this in real cars. Yep, same.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
no, Andrew.
he.
Oh, Andrew. Oh, that was. Wow.
He,
He made him think he was
yep.
coming in.
Trying to make him think that pit strategy. So now we can watch and see how long he's in the pits for. Like I said, it's probably going to be about 60 seconds. I don't know how much fuel he's got to take on. But he could drop back. Jack Evans could drop back another 2 or 3 spots, depending on how long his pit strategy is, or how long his pit lip thing is.
Pit interval.
Pit interval. There you go. There's the word I'm looking for. With that pit puts Jack up into 4th place. So Colin is in 3rd. Jack is in 4th. They still have yet to pit though, which is fair, right?
They're talking about it out there.
Yep.
The team is, and they do have some team orders too about what to do if and old basic programming for those of you who are old and remember programming computers and games back in the 80s. If this, then that.
So it looks like Jack Evans came out in 8th from his pit. So, excuse me. So he's gonna be doing. He's actually not too bad off. He only lost 7 spots. He's got 12 seconds to 7th place, but 7th place has not pitted yet. The top 7 drivers currently on the track have not pitted at the moment. Everybody else behind them has. And we have Andrew and Vlad Tokarev in 1st and 2nd who are on the soft, so they're going to be pitting probably the next 5 minutes, next 2 or 3 laps. And Matteo Dentella, yep, there goes Andrew. He's in the pit lane now. I'm just caught it, so he's trying to go for the undercut or overcut. But Colin is still out. Jack is still out. Zanoni's still out. Vandeven's still out. And Dentella is still out. And Tokarev's still out. So
We'll see how this works out for Andrew here. Very interesting, though. That was certainly exciting.
it depending on how his outlap went, he might actually come out in front of. Actually, let's go on board with Andrew right now. Where is he? Andrew. He's coming out right now.
Okay.
Jack
there we
Evans
go.
is just going into turn 1.
Oh, man. This is go. It worked out. Almost. Yeah, come on. Go, Andrew. Go.
So Andrew's right there. He's got, come on, live timing. He has a 2.5 second gap. So he didn't have an awesome in lap, Also, I don't know how long his pit interval was. If it was slower or faster than Jack Evans. But I bet that kind of played out almost perfectly to what Andrew was thinking. So, and now they're both on the medium tires, so now they can both just give her hell and hope and pray
for the rest of the race. Yeah.
And only 4 DNFs. So the first 20 minutes we had 4 DNFs. We have none since then. It was totally opposite of what I thought. I was like, okay, there's going to be some DNFs, but I figured halfway through the race, not the first 20 minutes of the race.
Well, looks like from what Valentin Iliev commented, he actually lost connection. So
yeah, I know there was somebody had damage. There was one that Colin was battling with for a bit at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he DNF'd or whatever. So I don't know. It's been damage going into the first sector, because there's been lots of yellow flags. So that's what I'm going to say is damage. And then poor Iliev with his DC. That's super unfortunate. I know the feeling, especially when you're running so high where you were. It sucks, man. It really, really sucks. Okay, it looks like Matteo Dentella has dropped into the pit lane, moving Jack Evans and Andrew Parkinson up into 6th and 7th, respectively. Andrew has a 3.5-second gap to Jack Evans. And Jack Evans has an 11-second gap to Dennis Van de Ven in 5th place. So they both have a lot of room where they can just push now. They don't have to worry about anybody. They can just give her. Colin has a 6.5-second gap, so he can just push or sit tight, whatever he wants to do. Jack has a 20-second gap to Colin, and he's got a 5-second gap now to Zanoni behind him. So all three drivers kind of have a little bit of breathing room. Here's the battle. Fabio Carex and Jean Lorieux in that BMW. Carax, I don't think we've seen. Do you recognize that name? I don't recognize it.
I don't. No, I don't. If any of you know who Fabio is, if he's just joined, he's been a part of other leagues or whatnot, let us know. But otherwise, I don't recognize the name. So yeah, he's doing pretty well for a first timer. I assume he has some experience, one would think, but to be so high up there in the pack, good on him.
Yeah, I think he qualified in the top 10 too. Looks like Andrew having a little bit of a tough time that last lap compared to Jack Evans. Oh, Valentin, Jack Evans just took your fastest lap away, dude. Sorry, it just popped up. He did a 33.7, but Jack Evans was about 0.4 faster than Andrew that lap. So all drivers seeming to be a lot more comfortable on the medium tires every race. It just seems to be the better tire with this double tire wear on. It just seems to be the more comfortable option for everybody. Looks like Vlad Tokarev is actually pushing super hard now to pull away from Colin, because that gap has gone from 6 seconds to 8 seconds now. Everybody's all spread out. Jack Evans actually got past Zanoni. Don't know if Zanoni had an incident. I'm thinking he did, because that gap came down from 11 seconds to nothing very quickly. So I'm assuming Zanoni kind of went off track a little bit. And that's Andrew. That was Andrew in the background there. So here's Andrew coming around. Tokarev has finally gone into the pits, so that's going to make Colin official leader for the time being until he comes in for his pit stop. And puts Jack up in the second place. So
yeah, it's so nice to see our drivers up in those high ranks, even if they don't stay there. Good job, guys.
Oh, Carax, we just jinxed it, dude. I hope you didn't lose DC. I hope you didn't DC either. That would suck. Carax just had a DNF. That's really unfortunate. We were just talking about him too.
Oh man,
super unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't wish poor upon any other drivers out there, guys.
Oh,
that's too bad.
Especially when we know how it feels. It's just like, it blows. It really, really blows. Andrew and Jack Evans have gone up another spot to 4th and 5th. So, and Andrew actually having a killer last lap. He pulled a second onto Jack Evans. It might have been also from the blue flag that Jack Evans had to get past. So that could have helped pull that extra second to him. But all 3 drivers in the top 5 now. And Andrew's just got to chase down Andre Rosu and Bertil Wallen. Having a good little battle. Andre Rosu, the one that Colin was battling with earlier on, who ended up getting a lot of damage and almost got more by going off track again. So half an hour left in this race, lots of time left. Still have Colin, Sanders, Jack Treywick, and Dennis Van de Ven still have yet to pit. So lots of race left though. Colin here all by himself, kind of just chilling now in first place. Jack just chilling in second. He's got gaps everywhere, lots of breathing room. And Andrew actually pulling closer. He's down to 2.5 seconds.
He's really putting the push on now. He's got his tires warmed up properly, and now it's time to go.
Yeah, and he's got a 25-second gap to Tokarev behind him. So lots of room, lots of breathing room. I mean, that's not to say we don't want him to make a mistake. We just want him to stay nice and clean, keep pushing, keep it on track, make no issues, all that good stuff, and you'll be fine. He's coming up to Dastan in a blue flag. That's a first.
Yeah, no doubt. Usually Dastan at this point in time will be like in first, having not pitted.
But like I said earlier on in the stream, guys, I don't think this track really suits Dastan's driving style a lot. He did seem to struggle a little bit. But he was picking up the pace. He was improving during practice, so it was good to see that. It's just, like I said, I think the consistency, because he's never driven this track before. Maybe this is his first time. He's just getting used to it, staying on track, right? So he's doing a good job, though. Blue flag came out, and he did exactly what a blue flag driver should do, so kudos to him. Kudos for trying. If he's never done this track before, kudos for giving her hell. And
thanks for that commentary, Slick Rick.
I mean, it's always more fun to drive a track you've never driven before. I've always found that. You have more fun on a track that you don't do very often, or that you've never done. Colin has come into the pits.
Oh, here we go. Let's see how many spots he loses. Oh,
so he's gone down to 5th. He's going to lose 1 more, possibly 2 more. Loriu.
Here comes Loriu. Yeah.
Loriu's just coming down the main straight. Colin is just coming around. Yeah, he's not going to lose another spot as that car just drives off the track. I don't know. Maybe he saw Colin's car on the other side of the wall and it freaked him out. I don't know. So Colin only lost 5 spots. He actually had a much better pit or outlaps or whatever than Jack Evans and Andrew did, because Jack Evans and Andrew both lost like 7 or 8 spots. So Colin's that really worked out good for him. Now we just got to wait for Jack to come in.
Oh, look at Jack, boy. Yeah, Jack's sitting in first. Nicely done.
We'll give him the spotlight because he's in first place for the moment. He's probably going to pit this lap, but we'll leave him in the spotlight till he pits.
So proud to at least have him spend some time on in P1, just out there. Well done, Jack. Nice driving, nice clean driving today. I knew that you had this in you, so just do the best you can.
As he comes to the pits, like I said.
Yeah.
Well done, dude. Well done. That's going to put Van de Ven and actually this battle, Van de Ven and Jack Evans are right there. Jack Evans got the inside line. Keep it clean all the way around. Too wide around the hairpin. Jack Evans just on the fresher tires. Dennis Van de Ven still has yet to pit, so he's on very, very old rubber at the moment. 50-minute-old rubber at the moment. Trying to pull a Dastan, go as long as he possibly can. But it's also pulled pulled Andrew right up into the. Jack is still in the pits. Maybe he had a little bit more fuel to add. I'm not sure, but Andrew is right on Van de Ven's tail. This is a 3-way battle for first. Hopefully Andrew can get past Van de Ven and not get held up too much, as he did. The blue flags on Evans really hurt him time-wise. So
Oh, nicely
Andrew that's an easy pass.
done. Nicely done.
That was a very easy pass. Good on Dennis though for just kind of letting him, not fighting it. He knows he's on the harder rubber, so. Jack is out. He came out in 9th, so he had to take. I'm gonna assume he had to take on way more fuel. Yeah. So here's Andrew. So his tires, remember, are gonna be a lap newer than Jack Evans. So they're a little bit fresher. And Colin's already set a purple sector in sector 1. So that means he's the fastest guy on track, and purple sector 2. So Colin is the fastest man on the track right now on his soft tires. He did have the fastest lap in practice on the softs by half a second. So I'm going to assume he's going to be on a rampage and try to pull up. But Jack's got a comfortable little gap. He's 4.5 seconds behind 7th and behind 8th. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person. And about a 2-second gap to 10th. So I mean, all 3 drivers in the top 10. Andrew's sitting on the podium at the moment. He's got about a 2nd gap to Jack Evans there in front of him. And Colin, come on, 3rd sector. Let's go on board with Colin. It didn't register as 3rd sector yet. What the heck? Oh, maybe it was a dirty lap. That could be why.
Oh, did he leave the track? Yeah.
He might have cut a corner or something. I know they were saying that this turn 11, the really tight kink before the long left-hander, I think they were saying the corner cutting strategies there are a little bit stricter than most of them. So it looks like it deleted his 3rd sector, so which it deletes his entire lap. But he was on a banger of a lap, like he was hauling. So Andrew still has a 2nd gap. I mean, Evans is probably aware of that, and he's probably like, yeah, he pitted a lap later than me. He knows what that's going to do. That's where the real-life experience is going to come in big time. And Van de Ven is coming in now, so that's going to put Colin up at least 1 more spot. Well, yeah, it's going to put him up 1 more spot. And depending on where he comes out, depending on this lap that Jack has, he could actually pass Dennis Van de Ven and gain a spot there. So with this pit, he could potentially go up to 8th place, which will be awesome.
It said a green 1st sector, so.
It looks like it did register Colin's lap. It just took the live timing a long time to do it. So he said the fastest lap of the race of 133.5. Big crash in Sector 3. I don't know if you all heard that, but I heard some crunching metal in Sector 3. Yep. As we just see, these guys have to pull a little bit of evasive maneuvers to get around that car in Sector 3.
It looks like that Ferrari that's been all over the place.
Ferrari or McLaren? There's a couple McLarens that were kind of... Yep. The McLaren of Antonella Mastro is another one that I don't think we've seen before.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name either.
But as I was saying, Van de Ven, who just came out of the pit lane probably 20 seconds ago, Jack actually gained a spot. Dennis Van de Ven lost 11 spots with that pit. So he had to take on a lot of fuel. I don't think he had damage. It didn't look like he got into any accidents or anything, any mishaps or anything around the track. But Jack's up in his 6th now.
6th place. Oh,
somebody
all
else
3 of our drivers are in top 6 places. That's awesome.
Looks like somebody made a mistake, and Jack was like, hey, I'm just going to take this spot from you. Let's just go back on board with Andrew. He's still keeping that 1 second gap. Not pushing super hard by the looks of it yet. Maybe Jack Evans is pushing super hard, so Andrew's just pushing as hard just to keep up with him. I have no idea. But like I said, Andrew was saying that he's not super confident on this track. And he was 2/10 off, I think, right, in qualifying from Jack Evans, which is not a big gap by any means. Like at 250 kilometers an hour, 2.2 seconds is nothing. That's like, you can't blink your eyes that fast. You can't snap that fast. And it looks like
Average blink is 0.25.
yeah, it's like quarter of a second, right? Looks like Colin is actually putting on the afterburners a little bit. He's come down from about 5-second gap to just under 4 seconds, depending on where he is on the track, to Vlad Tokarev. So we could have Colin and Andrew second and third on the podium. I mean, they're gonna get a huge points haul right this race unless something terrible goes wrong. Knock on wood. As I have a tendency here to jinx people, so knock on wood again. I'm just going to say this right now. I love coaching people get around the track and stuff like that here, but I have a tendency of, I'll say one stupid thing, and the person will just drive her off the track. Every time. Without fail.
It is our spooky Halloween edition.
That is true, but we don't want to jinx anybody. I don't want to jinx anybody today.
Very scary.
Knock on wood. Keep knocking on wood. So Jack is still sitting in 6th. He's slowly pulling out a little bit of a gap to Philippe Gustafsson behind him. He's about 4-second gap now to the car behind, and it looks like he's gained a little bit on Jean Lorieux in 5th place there. He's down to about 9-second gap. So Jack is pushing to get all 3 drivers into the top 5, which will be the best finish for TracksVR in any series that we've run. All 3 teams. Drivers,
yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. In this case, all 3 drivers. But yeah, this is they're all driving very, very well. Colin down to a 3-second gap to 3rd place now. He's really pushing. I don't know if Vlad's having issues or what. But everybody's super spread out. The smallest gap is actually Andrew's gap to 1st place. That's the smallest gap is 1 second. The rest of them are about 2 seconds.
This is the best race in the whole race right now, guys. This is the best contest right here that we're watching. So
yeah,
that's right. Our stream is best.
this is this is probably some of the best racing. These last 2 races have been amazing.
If you are watching, guys,
Spread the word.
Yeah,
it helps us. Send a subscribe out to our channel. It helps us.
yes.
And send us a message. We'll we can even look at mentioning you.
Oh, it is there. Down in the bottom right-hand corner of the stream, you guys will see the little TracksVR logo on the bottom right-hand corner of the stream. Actually, on the screen, like in the stream screen, right there. If you click on that, if you hover over it, it will bring up the little subscribe button. You can click that subscribe button very easily to subscribe to the channel.
Oh, so subscribe to us, please.
That was my way of leading into that question.
Wow, I didn't set that up for you very well at all.
that was just lack of words. Like, nope, brains weren't melding.
That was a shit segue if I ever heard one. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Rick.
I mean, it probably everybody else was probably like, "What are you talking about?" Back to other news. Colin has come down to about 2.8 second, 2.9 second gap, and Jack has pulled another 1.5 seconds off the gap from him to 5th place. He's now down to like 7 to 7.5 seconds. So Jack putting on the afterburners, Colin putting on the afterburners. The last 17 minutes of this race are going to be freaking insane. Just like Coda, where Hamilton and Horner were like, yeah, it's going to be the last 3 or 5 laps. Same thing today. That's what we like to see. Finish better than you started.
Yep, and an exciting finish as well, so that the fans are important too.
Exactly. This is going to make the fans want to stick around. That gap for Jack is down below 7 seconds, depending on where he is on the track. He's pushing hard. Jack is pushing hard right now, coming into the turn 14. I just want to see what his lap time is compared to Lorieux there. Looks like he was a 1.5 seconds faster that lap than 5th place. So Jack is, I do believe Lorieux actually has way older tires than Jack too. I do believe.
Yeah, I think he pitted quite early on.
And Lorieux is on the mediums. So that's another reason. So this is going to be very, very good for Jack to be able to catch up. Softs versus mediums. Hopefully Jack doesn't scrub them too much. On this track, I know it's very hard watching the steering angle sometimes. Those tires are like, let me breathe.
I'm wearing weirdly.
Basically, yeah. All right, Andrew's got the draft. He's in draft range. As you can see, that interval slowly going down as they come into the first corner. And obviously the braking zone makes it go back up, but... So Jack sitting in P6, man. Colin in P4 and Andrew in P2. We're all the even numbers. One more spot for everybody. We'll swap to the odd numbers. Either way, I'm happy with... They've all driven so good today.
So well. So well.
So good, so well. Whatever. They mean the same thing.
Well sounds better.
Okay. Colin has brought that gap down to 2.6 seconds to third. Although the battling between Andrew and Jack Evans is, I mean, it's probably not going to matter too much, but that gap to third place from these two is gone down from 20 to 18 or 19 seconds. So their battling is starting to let everybody else catch up. Colin is now, depending on where he is on track, 2 to 2.5 seconds. He's not letting third place get away very easy. Let's actually do this. Let's do this and see. So that's how close third place is to him right now. This is exactly what Colin is seeing. As you can hear the engine in this Corvette power through. Yellow in Sector 2. Okay, well, none of our drivers are in Sector 2, so we don't have to worry about that.
Probably one of those McLarens or Ferraris again.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
At least they're out there still trying. As long as they're staying out of people's way, they're out there still trying. That's the only way you can improve, is you got to get out there and try, right? So
Absolutely.
kudos to them.
Kudos to you.
And it might even be his first league race. Like it might be his first time actually trying a competitive race setting. Probably just races at home with friends, right?
Andrew put a bit of a nose out there and took a peek on that 2 corners ago. Well, let's see here. He might be thinking. He might be thinking like, yeah, he's starting to think about overtake.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Last 13 minutes, he's thinking about it. Jack's gap is now 6 seconds to 5th, and Colin's gap is between 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. There he is. He's right there. You can see him. You can smell him. Smell those fumes coming off.
Yes, we love the smell of burnt fuel and rubber in the afternoon.
Yes, we sure do. So right now we have 2 Corvettes and a Porsche sitting on the podium. Maybe we can make that 3 Corvettes sitting on the podium, 2 of them being ours. Man, we're gonna have 2 battles to watch at the end, coming near the end of this race, because Colin's really starting to reel in Vlad, and Andrew's really
oh, Andrew's is sniffing it right now. Yeah, absolutely, he is.
11.5 minutes left, so 12 minutes, let's say. We got 5 or 6 laps, maybe. No, not quite that much. Yeah, that much. 5 or 6 laps, yeah. Yeah, Colin's down to just under 1.5 seconds. They are also both, Vlad and Colin, 3rd and 4th, are actually gaining on 2nd and 1st right now, so. Hopefully nothing bad happens to those guys, and they can keep going. Look at all those McLarens that DNF'd. What a sad day for McLaren.
Oh, brake check by Jack Evans there.
Jack Evans, being a real race car driver, is probably gonna start to pull out the mind games onto Andrew, see if he can handle it. I'm pretty sure Andrew will be able to. It's just he might know some different mind games that Andrew doesn't know about.
Have raced against each other a number of times this season in particular.
This gap is now less than a second. Jack is less than 5 seconds away from 5th place. The last 5 laps are turning into be very, very interesting. It's like I don't know who to watch. And Colin and Vlad are coming into lap traffic. Go back on board with Andrew for a second here. So that's going to come into play. If Vlad can get held up by Gaston.
Andrew is I was wondering if he wouldn't take a sniff here. Yeah.
It's not the spot to take a sniff, though. You don't want to go too wide down that hill.
No, definitely not. But what he's doing is just
Poking
letting
his
Jack
nose,
Evans know. Yeah.
Basically, it's you say the saying. I think the saying is you light up their mirrors with your head. I mean, that's why he's got his headlights on. Because I mean, think about it. When you're driving down the road and it's the middle of the night, somebody comes up behind you with their headlights on. What's the first thing they shine into? Your side view mirrors, your wing mirrors, right? And it does distract you. So that's what Andrew's doing. Colin, oh my God, Colin is less than 0.3 of a second behind Vlad now.
Colin's gonna make an attempt. I just know him. Yeah, he's gonna go for it here pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be swapping back and forth pretty quick. I'm gonna probably leave it on for about 20 seconds on each battle, but I'll be swapping back and forth between Andrew and Colin as I watch the gaps and stuff. So. Back to Andrew here, coming into corner 1. That blue flag BMW did let them both pass pretty easily, so nothing hindered these guys here. Both of them taking the wide line to get that really good run down the hill. Andrew's got the draft, and it looks like he had a little bit of a better run. Gonna go back on board with Colin here. Coming into turn 3, Colin taking the wide line is going to get a better run, and they've come into lots of lap traffic now. That's going to screw with this battle really bad. Back to Andrew here. Give it another couple seconds. I just want to see. Yeah, those blue flags aren't. Oh, Dastan kind of let him go, yep. Very, very well. This is good. The blue flags are actually doing a very good job today. I will say that. They are doing a phenomenal job, the blue flags, of staying out of everybody's way, especially the 2 biggest battles on the track right now. Looks like Andrew had a little bit of a hairy Sector 3 or Sector 2. Lost quite a bit of time to Jack Evans there. Lost about 0.4.
Yeah, he's back almost a second, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Colin, this is they caught him in a very unfortunate spot for Colin. They caught him on the fast corner. Last 7 minutes. That's what, 4 laps? 5 laps, maybe? I think I did my math wrong before, but we're officially on the last 4 or 5 laps. Jack's gap is now less than 4 seconds. I don't want to have to swap between 3 battles, you guys. That's stress. Andrew's back to a second gap, unfortunately. I don't know if he just had a little minor mishap. He was slower through Sector 1 again than Jack Evans there. But it looks like he was 0.2 quicker, so he made up that time. He was 0.2 quicker in Sector 2, so.
And I think that lap traffic just slowed Jack Evans down a little bit.
Oh yeah, that could be it too. That BMW maybe, yeah. And Vlad and Colin are almost dead even on pace right now. Like almost dead even. Like hundredths of a second separate their sector times. That's how close they are. Colin's going to get a huge draft. I mean, the draft in GT cars isn't as huge on a short straight like
Dramatic.
this as in Formula 1, no DRS and stuff, but you do notice a massive difference. Andrew's caught back up, less than half a second gap, and he's got a way better run down the hill, but like we said, you don't want to go too wide, so you kind of got to sit behind and enjoy the view. This is the hardest part to pass on unless they come out of corner 3 really, really bad. Colin, they're so close. One little mistake could cost any of these drivers everything. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of congratulations between these 4 drivers, because they're putting on a spectacle for you viewers.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Remember that. TracksVR, stream, YouTube. We're all about the spectacle.
Spectacle. Okay, the gaps are kind of spreading out a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
That'll be our word of the day today here at TracksVR.
Spectacle.
Spectacle.
Okay, so Andrew back down to a second gap. Colin at a 5/10 gap. And they are going to start to catch up to that BMW, I think, pretty quick. Four minutes. 2, 3 laps. Yep, 3 laps. Unless somebody makes a really bad mistake. Jack doing a good job. I want to just hop aboard Jack for a second, give him a little bit of screen time. That's not the car he's racing. That is a lapped car. It's the car in front of him that he will be racing. But just give Jack a little bit more screen time here. I'm still keeping my eye on those gaps for the 2 battles that we've been following. But Jack doing awesome. He's up into 6th, and he's got an 8-second gap behind him, so he's got lots of room. Yellow in sector 2. All right, let's hop on board with Andrew here, see what's going on. Gap's about 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second. Another yellow in sector 2. Oh shit, Colin is right on his ass. Let's Oh, he's gonna send it up the inside.
Oh, is he?
Oh.
No.
I was
he
like,
had to
please
back
don't
out.
kill anybody.
He had to back out.
Yeah,
That
he
was-
had. That was a good try.
Yeah.
That's what happens to race car drivers is the last couple minutes they start to get desperate and try moves like that. As that blue flag doesn't get out of the way,
Ooh.
don't kill Colin. Thank God he didn't kill Colin. Why would he stay on? I mean, he's got to stay to the racing line. It's the back markers or the lead car to make their way past safely. Back marker has to be predictable and stay on the racing line.
He's gonna make. Yeah, he's going for the. He's gonna.
He's
go
got
for
to
the
try
pass.
to pull a.
Yeah. On the
He's
outside.
gonna try the
and
undercut. Go wide.
Undercut.
Give him a
Yeah.
little bit of a tap.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got outside going into turn 2. Oh no!
No! Tokarev.
That was unfortunate.
Poorly played.
That was
Poorly
unfortunate.
played. Tokarev. Poorly played.
That was very unfortunate. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it looked like he pinched him off a little bit.
That will definitely be.
That'll be
asking-
looked at, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be asked to be looked
That's
at.
2 that Colin's been in today that are going to be looked at. I know that for sure. The one going into turn 1 and that one.
So unfortunate. So unfortunate.
The last
Oh,
minute and a half, so we got the rest of this lap and one more lap to go.
Almost on last lap here, folks.
Yep, last 2 corners, and then we're on last lap. I mean, Colin didn't lose any places because they had a 30-second gap to 4th place or 5th place, so didn't lose any places. Didn't look like he took any damage. Didn't hit the wall, so
Yeah.
that's just
Still,
it's just
I know
very
he won't be very
unfortunate.
happy about that.
Oh no! Oh, he wouldn't have been happy about the first incident he was in.
Yeah.
They tried going, I think it was like 3 wide or almost 3 wide into turn 1. The BMW tried to go up the inside and then turned in too soon, so had to counter steer back out and bumped into Colin.
All right, Andrew. Last lap.
Yep, this is Andrew's last lap to make that final move. Jack, I think he's just happy with the 6th place finish. I think he stopped pushing.
Absolutely.
Or his tires, like, they're soft tires, so they've probably gone on him a little bit, so he's just trying to hang on to it and keep it on track. He has lost 4 seconds to Van de Ven, so that gap has gone from 8 seconds to 4 seconds. So Jack could have had a little bit of an issue, but it's nothing major. He didn't lose any spots.
If there was more time, but they're on the last lap now. So.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew. I don't know if you're going to find a spot here. You're a little too far behind, but...
Yeah, 6/10 it's not the room to go for a dive bomb, especially coming in the last 4 corners here.
Yeah.
And that one's hard. If you touch that sausage curb or sleeping policeman on the inside, you better be hanging on tight. Yeah, I've done it lots. You either hang on tight or you just let the car do its thing. Well done to Andrew. That's a 2nd place. That's a solid 2nd place. Very, very well raced. His strategy definitely worked for him this race.
Well done, Andrew. Well done. Well done, Jack Evans. Nice P1.
Here comes Colin around turn 12. Coming into 13. And then into 14.
Nicely done, Colin. Nicely done.
And then here comes Jack. We're right on board with him for the last 4 corners here. Yeah, just take it easy. Don't push too hard. You got a good gap. This is the part where you just take it relax and just kind of make sure you get around the track in one piece.
Absolutely.
And hold your spot. That's all you want to do. Jack's not battling with anybody. No reason to push at all. Very well raced from all 3.
Well raced.
Very proud and happy of all 3. Proud of all 3. Happy for all 3. That's what I was going for.
Absolutely. Well done. Well done, Team TracksVR. Well done, everybody else throughout the race. Too bad for those of you who couldn't finish the race today.
Yeah.
I think this was a fun race. It was pretty exciting for us here at TracksVR. Thanks to Tanner for dropping down and giving us some of his dulcet tones on the air. Tanner is one of our community members and part of the TracksVR family. So Tanner, thank you. If you're listening out there, we love you. Thank you to our main sponsors. I know. Look at that. Oh,
the Audi was like, "Oh, I'm not on your team." Okay, bye. Sorry.
yeah. No, you're not part of the picture.
Sorry to interrupt you. However, go on.
Well done. Thanks, Rick, for yet another successful stream. You're getting really good, buddy. I'm so proud of you. You're the best. I love you.
Few hiccups, but we made it through nonetheless.
There we go. Thank you to FN40's podcast, broadcast live every Wednesday out of Blind Beggar pub here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Earth. So thank you to them, and then thanks to the Ring King Custom Chainmail. And once again, we can just show you the nice change purse if you're looking for a really cool idea. Here you go, right in front of Rick's face. Yep, right there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, can't see Rick. You can see the change purse. No, they work really good and actually a nice clasp. And keeps quite a bit of change in there. So a really cool idea. Also some cool dice bags. I forgot to bring those this time for those of you who do play any board games and are always wondering where to keep all those dice that you have for the board games. And then you still haven't finished and brought.
I still have not brought. I meant to bring it today just to show it. Oh my god!
Chainmail armor.
Oh, it's so cool. I mean, I could show you a picture, but the picture doesn't do it any justice, you guys. I have to show you the actual, hold it and show it to you.
Unacceptable.
Maybe I'll wear my tie next time too. I have made a chainmail tie. It weighs like 2 pounds.
Thanks to Shake and Bake for coming in on the weekend, and thank you to to all of you out there who are fans. I will see you guys next week, and stay tuned for interviews with the drivers coming up right away.
Yes. So with that being said, we're gonna go. I'm gonna show the commercial real quick here, guys. While we go take a pit stop, can you say our congratulations to the guys, and then we'll come back for some interviews. Alrighty, so stay tuned. We will be right back.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TracksVR. We have 12 full motion simulators incorporating VR technology, put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, we've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TracksVR.
Hello, Colin.
Hello.
All right. Well, the other two are having their pit stop. Let me know how your race went.
Well, the starting grid was all wrong because Rosu ahead of me was supposed to have a 5 grid spot penalty, so I don't know how he could start P4 with
Oh,
that.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it was given to him after in the first warm up, and then they restarted warm up, and the grid got reset, and so Dennis van der Ven was supposed to be ahead of me, and Rosu was ahead of me, and then he held me up way too much
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, so then I was wearing out my tires, and
Yeah.
from there my strategy just couldn't hold up because I was being held up by traffic that shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even catch that. I went over the penalties and stuff at the beginning of the stream, and I totally didn't even catch that he was in front of you.
Yeah, no, he definitely should not have been ahead of me.
You'll have to check with Tomas and them and see what they're gonna do about that. Cause I mean,
Yeah, there's a few incidents I have to report.
yeah, we caught we caught both of them actually. The two that I think you're talking about, the one in
That well,
T1 with the
yeah, with the
BMW.
BMW, not braking in a straight line.
Yeah,
I believe he turned out. It's gonna be a replay. I'm gonna put it in anyways, and then Tokarev at the end
at the
there
end, yeah.
cut me off.
I couldn't really see it because the camera angle on the track was like on his side of the car because he was on the outside of you, so we were on his driver's side looking
Yeah,
across, so I couldn't see how much you guys were turning or whatever to make it around that corner. But we saw the
yeah,
one with the BMW clear as day on the stream. So
yeah. The one with Tokarev at the end there, I had my nose ahead of his rear tire
hmm
into the braking zone, and then but because I was on the inside, I had to brake harder. But he didn't leave any room, like he cut down like it normally
hmm
would have been. So
yeah,
he was chopping the nose basically,
okay,
and I was already on the curb when we made contact. Like my car was fully on the curb on the inside, so
hmm
when we made contact, so there was literally no room given, and yeah, so then we both spun, but I couldn't get going again, and I had traffic coming behind me, and because I was closer to the exit of the corner, I had to watch out for getting in the way of lap traffic that we just got past.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
So it should have been definitely a P3 for
yeah,
me, and without Rasu in the beginning holding me up for like I think I attacked him 5 or 6 laps in a row in sector 2 on those two right-hand corners.
yeah,
He was just holding me up in the sweeper and then the next two rights, and then trying to get out of that long left-hand corner to end sector 2 into the chicane.
yeah,
There was just I tried to get traction, and I was trying every which way, outside, inside, switchbacks. Like it just could not get enough traction on him, and that's because I was on the medium tires and he was on the soft. So
yeah,
I didn't
exactly,
have
yeah,
didn't have the corner exit, but I had the corner apex speeds to fly by him, and then
hmm
in that double right-hander, trying to dive down the inside, even though it's like I was out braking him because he was so much wider, just losing all that speed, and then him and I going side by side, just let the two behind us keep up with us.
hmm
He would have been better off just let me go, and then we both could have ran away. But he wanted to defend, and but he wasn't in his rightful spot, so I believe that would be a disqualification for him, which doesn't help me for my points. But at
yeah,
least
no,
I got. I suspect after Tokarev, if he gets a penalty, I'll be P3 plus fastest lap. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, you guys got a wicked points haul in the team standings too.
yeah, and then all three of us in the top 10, like second, fourth, and
Sixth.
sixth.
Yeah.
Was it sixth or seventh? I thought.
No, he got sixth. Yep.
Okay,
He
so
pulled
sixth.
out a
Yeah,
sixth.
Should be P6.
Yeah.
nice.
He was gaining on Loriu at the end there, so it almost would have been a P5 if he had another like 10 minutes, but um still P6, all three of you in the top 10, which is awesome. So but yeah, your points haul is going to be amazing because Anti-Rassi was the only one from Team Future that showed up to race, right?
Yeah, and I don't know how well he did.
He didn't do very
Um,
good, I don't think.
yeah, so we should catch a lot in the team, and unfortunately, like Andrew will jump a lot in the driver championship. I probably won't jump as many as I'd want to. I was hoping for a 1-2 finish here.
Yeah, no, you'll probably. I mean, what? How many points did you get for fourth? Can't remember.
Well, hopefully it's third.
Or third, yeah. If you get,
Yeah, with
yeah, if the penalty
penalties.
goes through, right?
Yeah,
But we'll say for the time being, fourth place just for. So 41 for fourth. You'll jump one. You'll jump maybe 2 spots. Oh, and fastest lap, so
yeah,
42. So you'll jump maybe 2, and then if that penalty
yeah,
comes through, you'll probably jump. You might jump one more, but I'm not sure.
yeah. We'll hope. I got to be top 3 for the next 3
Two.
races. The final, is it 3 races left?
Just
No,
two.
it's only 2 more.
You got Manny Kors and Bruno. Or
Yeah,
Bruno,
so I
or
have
however
to
you say it.
be second or first or second in the last 2 races to even get close to winning the championship. But we'll go for the team standings, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, Tomas and Michael not showing up from Team Future is going to help you guys huge.
Maybe they did that on purpose to help try and
To make it not seem so swayed,
yeah,
yeah.
make it a little bit closer.
Well, I know Michael said in the chat, in the Discord, he said he couldn't make it now because of personal stuff, so.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, it's
So,
always nice having
yeah.
more drivers, but team championship wise, it fares very well for us. I didn't even see Anti-Rassi today. Was he here?
I saw his car. I didn't see him much on track.
Yeah, like he was gone as far as I can tell. I never saw him.
Yeah, he struggled a lot. There was a lot of drivers that are fast everywhere else that were struggling here. It's like Dastan, who's quick everywhere else, he got lapped today. Like he was struggling hard.
Apparently he qualified 11th, but got stuck on P20 or some P22. I guess there was some server issues because people rejoined after he had set the qualifying grid, and it screwed everything up. So some people were in. I was qualified 18th, and I started 16th, and I just assumed that was 16th or 17th. I assumed that was because of grid penalties that someone else had gotten. I'm wondering
No,
if maybe
Dennis Van der Ven, he dropped and then he came back in. He just started from the back. So he was supposed to start ahead of me, but Rossu started ahead of me and he had a grid penalty. So
I imagine. I mean, because it was weird. I couldn't believe that P16. All of a sudden I'm in P9, 8, 7, 6, and then 5, and then people started pitting, and then I was about 20 seconds behind you, and then I wanted to hold P1 just for a couple laps just to get my name up there. So I stayed out a little bit longer, and just because I wanted to save the softs at the end, because I knew the softs were going to go quick here too. I mean, and then yeah, I think when I finished, they were all about 60, high 60 maybe %. So yeah, they were pretty done, which was making it a bit of a difficulty to push against Wario at the end there, because I could see him in the distance, and I'm like, crew chief is telling me like, all right, half a second you gained on him, half a second. I'm like, there's 3 seconds. Like I only have 2 laps. It's not enough time. It was a really good race.
Yeah, you guys all did great. I think Andrew's here now, isn't he? Andrew, are you here?
That's right.
Alrighty, dude. Let us talk about your race a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Qualified P2 and I was right with Evans the whole way through. It could have gone either way. I think it's just the nature of these cars. It's really difficult to overtake. So I think whoever is going to qualify ahead is going to finish ahead, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, you did very good. Like you said, you hung with them the entire race. What I noticed when you pitted, you were a little bit slower coming out. Was that just too much fuel, maybe, or bad in lap, or what?
Yeah, I think I was just a little more conservative than him on the fuel calculation, because I think when it came down to it, it was about 20 seconds from us doing an extra lap. So that's what the difference was there.
Okay, cool. Jack, you didn't really tell us about your race. Tell us about your race.
I started. I think I had Philip Gustafson in front of me and Jonas Lykeson behind me. And if you know anything about names, you'll know that those are obviously Swedish names. And they were both in Corvettes, so I hung with those guys for the first pretty much half of the race. I was keeping with Philip in front, and he was keeping good pace. I think I was a little bit faster than him. I found I was braking a lot later in the first corner, but not enough to make a difference. And especially they were on softs, I was on mediums, so it just gave me a nice little sandwich where I could kind of keep pace right and not worry too much. They were driving very cleanly, and we got I think 4 or 5 people went off, crashing, et cetera, et cetera. So we ended up being in 9th, 8th, and 7th or something like that, I think. And then was just holding pace with them, and then since they were on softs, they pitted quite a bit earlier than me. And I was going to go into the pits quite early for the mediums because I found that my pace was dropping quite quickly. But I found that even though my pace had dropped, looking at everyone else, I was still maintaining gaps to where I was supposed to be and where I wanted to be. I was doing about 136s, high 136, really low 137. So a bit off the pace, but I just stayed out on the mediums, and I ended up getting into P1, I think. Yeah. for a couple laps because I think I was the last person to pit on track, or the last one, at least on the lead lap, to pit. Yeah, yeah. My dad showing me that my mom took a picture of me in P1. Part of why I did that, I just get my name up there because I was leading the race for a bit. And then I pitted, and I'd considered pitting earlier because he was telling me I was going to come out in front of Philip Gustafson. But I stayed out late just for the chance of Jack Evans, if I could hold him up against Andrew a little bit. But I was just a little bit too far ahead to do that, so I ended up going to the pits. The two Swedes ended up undercutting me there a little bit. They were about 4 or 5, 6 seconds in front of me out of the pits, but in about 2 laps, I had closed the gap to them and passed them subsequently. I had a ton of pace on those soft tires. It felt really good. So got past them and then just started pushing forward at that point. And I think 1 or 2 more people went off, which ended up putting me up in the P6. And then I was closing the gap to Jean-Michel Loriot at the end there, but I don't think I had enough time to get and the tires are pretty roasted at that point too. So not enough to make the gap up on him. I made a couple mistakes trying to push towards him too. So maybe if I didn't make those, could have been a different story. But no, P6 was a really great result. So.
Yeah, you guys all did great. I mean, a second, a fourth, and a sixth, that's awesome. Like we were saying, good points haul for the team and good points haul for yourselves. That's even better. We're going to the last 2 races of the season, and I do believe it's going to be a pretty close race between with Colin and Andrew up front. Jack going to be battling just to get himself some more points for the rest of the season or whatever. But we're going to Magny-Cours in France next week. Any thoughts or concerns going to that track? Have any of you driven it before?
Never even seen it.
Or even looked at it, yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Exactly. I like that mentality.
Alrighty. Gonna let you guys go. I know we're a little bit later just because the time change over in Europe. Next week it'll be back to normal because our time change happens this week. But any final words from you guys? Colin, any final words from you first?
No, I hopefully the admins like paid more attention to penalties given out so that there's no vehicles out of place. Adriano Rossi being ahead of me, and then also Dennis Van der Ven not being ahead of me. It would have been nicer for him to be up there because he deserved to be there, and I think it would have turned out a little different with the race. And then just close on strategies, like both strategies worked out for us. Andrew on the softs going short, and then long on the mediums, and me on long on the mediums, short on the softs. Had I not been held up, I probably would have been within that 5-second range to the top 2, which then again is opportunity for any mistakes made by the top 2.
Yeah, that's very true. Andrew, any last words, dude?
Yeah, just great team effort today. Thanks, guys. Colin, Jack, awesome driving. Rick, Howard, nice work on the stream. And thanks to the fans tuning in. And yeah, thanks, guys. See you next one.
Sounds good. And Jack, from you, any final words, my man?
First, I want to thank God. No, great race today from everyone. It's too bad we couldn't get P1 in the podium places for Colin and Andrew. That's the way it goes. It was, outside of our control. Great racing from all of us, and I'm really happy with my result today. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for everyone that commented on the stream today. Eric, Smits, Quiff Valinga, Valentin Iliev. Thanks for watching, guys. We really do appreciate having you on. And thanks for anyone that's listening to us. We'll see you next week.
All right, you heard it from the guys. We're going to let them go because it is officially dinner time over here for some of us. So we're going to let them go, let them get something to eat, let them wind down after the race. And next week, like I said, we're going to Magny-Cours out in France, where apparently none of these guys have seen. I haven't even looked at the track yet. I've never driven there, so it's going to be interesting. Like Andrew said, anything goes. Thank you to F and 40's podcast lives. They stream live or podcast live, whatever you want to call it, from the Blind Beggar every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Definitely go check them out. Great group of people. Thank you to the guys this weekend, Shake and Bake, for coming out. That was awesome. Doing some NASCAR stuff. Bristol was very hectic, as it always is. And thank you to Ring King Custom Chainmail. As you guys saw, the change purse that Howard's wife has, she gets a lot of comments on it. Definitely go check out the page. It's on Facebook. Just check out the Ring King Custom Chainmail on Facebook, and you'll be able to find it there. Lots of cool stuff. I post pictures of everything that gets made, that gets ordered, and if I'm making stuff just randomly, I'll post pictures of that stuff too. But yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you for the next round next Tuesday. It should be at 1:40 p.m. because our time change comes into effect here in North America, so it should be at 1:40 p.m. as far as I know. We'll make sure we let everybody know if it's not, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the way it is. So next Tuesday, which is, oh, we haven't flipped our camera around. I do believe it's the 9th. Let me just check the thingy here. Oh, should be no, that's Monday. Tuesday is the 9th. Yeah, so the 9th at 1:40 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, I guess it would be at that point. Because we will have our daylight savings time changed at the same time, or now, so everything will be even. But we'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the race, all that good stuff. Heck, you know what? In the comments after the video, if you're not watching this live, you're watching it after the fact, let us know in the comments if you got this far. If you've ever driven Magny-Cours or watched any races that were at Magny-Cours, any of that good stuff, and we'll see you guys there. Until then, peace out.